Right, Rangi, how have you been, mate?
Yeah, I've been good, thanks, boy. Just
Yeah,
yeah, I've been good. Just been chilling.
good man, good man. So before we get into your rugby story, mate, where was home for you and who lived with you?
What was that? Sorry.
Where was home for you and who lived with you?
Home for me was New Zealand, place called Dannevirke. It's like a rural town. I got brought up with my grandparents,
Right.
so it was just me after they had all their 12 kids.
Yeah, busy house, mate.
Yeah, I was. Well, I wasn't when I was there. Obviously, I was just the only one.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was me with my grandparents.
Right, mate.
Big
So
family.
how was you introduced to rugby then?
Well, we obviously rugby in New Zealand, rugby union's the
Yeah.
big thing. But when I was about five, obviously I played rugby union, but it was only two-hand touch.
Right.
And rugby league was going in town at this time, and on the Sundays, so I played that at that age, and you could tackle, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Even at that
So
age.
yeah, even at that age, that's what I liked about it. I can remember being a young kid saying, "Oh, I like rugby league because it's tackle,"
Right.
and that was my introduction to rugby league. Yeah, it's just, but then it only lasted for a couple of years, so I stuck with Union.
Right. And how did you find the differences as a kid? Because the game is very different, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, when you're five, you don't really. There's nothing really technical about it. You. In them days, kids over here they pass the ball from dummy half.
Yeah.
But everyone that was greedy, including myself, is jumping dummy half and run.
Yeah. So, what was the junior system like over in New Zealand then, mate? How did it work over there?
um, yeah, there's no you don't like play for junior clubs really. It's just all at school. So
Is
you
it?
just play. Yeah, you play at your school, and then the rugby league club, which was Dannevirke Tigers. Um, Obviously that was a club rugby, but that died off in a couple of years of playing. But just mainly school really. Um,
Okay.
so I'll just play rugby union for school. School.
Right. So, how did he go about spotting you? Did he literally just come to school games and watch from there? Really?
What for rugby or rugby
Yeah.
league?
For rugby.
Oh yeah, so rugby league got canned when I was about 7, 8,
Yeah.
and then obviously played union until I was about 15. There was a trial for under 18s in the around our local rep team.
Yeah.
So I just went and straight from a party. I was hungover. Me and Wella Hodaki, if you remember him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, we went there and we trialed for the under 18s. I was 15, he was 16. And I might have been, around that age. And then
Yeah.
we made the team. And then from there, it was called, it was our province. It was we were called Manoa 2.
Yeah.
And then we played against all the other rep teams like Auckland, Waikato, other, playing the tournament. And I got, obviously being I was 16 at the time playing under 18s. I got picked for New Zealand
Right.
16s. Then
That was,
we played against Parramatta, and then we played against the country team from Australia. Then did I make it 2 years? Oh no, I made it when I was 15 and under 16s, but I fractured my ankle.
right.
I was playing rugby for the under 21s and I was only 14, 15 because at school I wasn't well behaved, so they used to
Right.
stop me playing rugby. So I would go play for the Wella Hodaki's dad was the coach of the under 21, so I'd be playing there, when they wouldn't let me play
Yeah.
at school. So I'd go play there when I was like 14, then left school, 15, and I just started playing with under 21s, and then went to rugby league.
Right. So with you being such a young lad playing, because it's men's game at 21s, isn't it? Was you playing standoff, and was you someone that people would target, or
Yeah, I was playing the scrum half. I was playing
was you?
9,
Yeah.
and then the year after I turned like 15, and I'll play like anywhere in the backs 10, 15, to maybe 10 and 15,
Yeah.
and then yeah, obviously then I went and did that trial to play rugby league.
Yeah.
And then I started playing rugby league. Then I was playing opens at 15, so I was playing men's.
Wow. So it's a big difference, though, Rang, isn't it? It's a huge difference.
Oh yeah, 100%. You're getting smashed around, so you got to toughen up. And lucky I had a bit of a sidestep on me, so it helped me. But in defence, yeah, you get run at, and you get a. Back in those days, you head highs and that, and elbows and stuff was just normal.
One of these 5-game bans and that, mate. No.
And none of that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You
so
reckon it made you develop your game quicker, Rangi, playing against fellas early?
100%, because obviously you don't want to get hit, because 15-year-old boy. Look at 15-year-old kids these days. I must have been small.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I'm small now, So
Yeah.
so I had to I had to learn how to evade people and not get hit,
And maybe
because
read the game.
obviously there's a bit of there must have been a bit of fear there of getting tackled, because I would have got smashed. But my instincts, I had to learn how to how to beat people.
Yeah. Right, mate. So when
So
when them trials up, mate, is it literally just like, well, as dad's inviting you down and you go and mix it up? And how was you walking into that environment? Because I've no doubt some of them blokes, even at 21, have been playing together a long time, haven't they?
what was that again, bro?
Well, do you know your trials that you went for Weller's dad's side, the 21s? A lot of them would have been growing up playing together, wouldn't they?
Oh no, that wasn't a trial. That was the rugby union team. I was playing rugby union still, and then when I was 15, like, he just said, "Come and play with us," because I ended up living with them.
Yeah.
And I was getting in trouble at school. But then when I played rugby league, it was just a trial, like it was an open trial.
Right.
So come trial out for the 1 or 2 under 18. So I did.
Yeah.
And then that's when my rugby league career took off. It happened quick.
How does the scout system come, Rang? Is it like, do a lot of people from New Zealand and the islands, do they target the move to Australia? Is that like the ambition?
Well, being from a rural town, the opportunities are pretty limited.
Yeah.
I think because when we played, other provinces, when I was playing in the Manawatu team, under 18s, I was 16 at the time, 15, 16, and I stood out in my team, then got called for New Zealand, played for New Zealand under 16s, and then West Tigers recruitment. Someone told me after one of the games, said, "Oh, West Tigers want to have a chat to you," so gave them my uncle and aunties, Weller's parents, details, and they got a hold of them and asked if I wanted to go to Australia on a scholarship, which I hadn't been going to school for like a year and a half. I was working at 14.
Yeah. It's just bizarre, isn't it, mate? You've gone from playing your own age to against fellas, and then your talent shown through. You've obviously always had it. Have you always believed in yourself, Rang? Have you been a confident follower? Yeah.
Yeah, I was just obsessed with it, man. I was just obsessed with rugby. Because of my upbringing, what was happening at home, I just wouldn't want to go home, so I was just playing rugby all the time. Drinking was a big culture back home when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And, a lot of violence. So as a kid, I just like to hang out with my mates and just play until it was dark and then go home. So that's all I did.
And did you appreciate how well you were doing at that age? I guess you probably didn't, did you?
Uh, Obviously, when you start getting the teenagers, so people start talking about you. Oh, you're good, you're good. You get a bit of a reputation, so I started believing them. I knew I was good, but yeah, I always had that belief in myself. I suppose it's just to keep. Yeah, I just stuck with it because I was just obsessed with it. That's all I wanted to do
Yeah.
because, like I said, that's all I was good at. I wasn't good at school.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I put all my energy into just playing. Even though I was a bit of a naughty kid, I always managed to stay on track with rugby.
Yeah. Well, did that interest from West sort of put a target on your head, Rang, when you played the local stuff, or?
No, it happened quick. Like I said, they said, "Oh, do you want to come on a scholarship to Gold Coast?" And man, that was the way I was heading. I was getting in trouble with the law all the time. So I just saw it as opportunity to change my life around.
Right.
And
So
then
talk us through that move then.
pardon?
Talk us through it then, Rang. How quick was it? Was it within a
Quick.
week? And was it?
It was like a few months. So what I was working. I wasn't going to school, so I was
Yeah.
working, and then we had a date for when I could go over, when school was going to start. And so I just worked, went to school, and they put us in the house, and I was in the house with Samoa, Benji Marshall, and those are probably the only two that kicked on to, to high level.
Yeah.
So we were all at Cuba Park High, which is, a hotbed for young talent NRL players.
Yeah. And did you
So I
notice?
happened,
Did you notice the level go up when you got there, mate? And did that just spur you on it all the time?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
obviously, because in Australia, rugby league is, I just thought, man, these guys are like militant. It's like they just train, train. It's
Yeah.
embedded in them since a young age.
Right. So
So, yeah, the difference, they're a lot more professional. They took it because I'm only coming from a rural town. It's
yeah.
a lot of talent gets wasted away. So I felt lucky that I got picked up. So took the opportunity, bro, and it was the best thing I did. Because like I told you, I wasn't going down the right track. So it was gave me a little ticket to get out and do something with my life.
Yeah. That's something that you held in high regard, mate. Like you said, you were obsessed, wasn't you? Rugby was thankfully going to be your life.
Yeah, that's right. It's and the upbringing that I had, I didn't really want to go back to it.
Right.
So when I was struggling, I always just kept that in my mind, and by then my grandparents had passed away, so I really wanted to do it for my grandfather and my grandmother because they always believed in me.
Yeah.
So, and when they passed, people, older people say, "Man, your grandfather will be proud of you now. Keep going." So that always stuck in the back of my mind, just to keep at it and just to make him proud, and I eventually did in the end.
Good man. Yeah, you certainly have, mate. You certainly have, and you still are doing. So, how does a scholarship work down the mate? So, like you said, you have to tick a box by going school, which allows you
Yeah,
to stay in the contract business with West. Then, yeah.
yeah. So it was a rugby. It's a rugby league school, so rugby league is a subject.
Okay.
So I just went to school and I loved it. I loved it because I was in the house with 5 other guys from New Zealand, and we all just become the best of mates because we were a family. We were in the country, different country at a young age,
Yeah.
16 years old, 17. With no one around really, so we become tight, and yeah, a lot of good memories, bro. A lot of good memories, and yeah, like I said, I wasn't going to school, and I still wasn't good at school when I went there.
Yeah, you had that focus, mate, didn't you? So, how long was it until you were playing like reserve grade? Because you're still a young lad there at 17.
Yeah, so what happened is we played at school, and then when school finished, ended up getting a contract for West Tigers, and they flew us down to Sydney,
Yeah,
and then I was with Sam again. Sam Benj was already cracking it. He was already playing first grade while we were at school.
yeah,
So we went down there, and we were still together trying to chase our dream, and we were just playing, under that was called Harold Mats Harold Mats SG Ball under 18s, and then I played that for my first year. I was like 18, 19, and then I started getting into reserve grade at 19, 18, 19, and then debuted at 20.
wow, so still really young. So did he phase you in and out, Rang, and expose you a little bit, let you get a feel, send you back, make you work a bit harder, and then is that how they work it over there?
What was that, bro?
So did he like let you send you in for a week or two, Rangi, just to expose you to it, give you
Yeah,
that
yeah.
taste, and then
They,
take you back to the
yeah,
reserve grade?
my memory's not the best, but yeah, they flew us down. A lot of us guys that weren't like a part of the scholarship or train on, all the young guys,
Yeah,
and we had to train and prove ourselves, and then they put us in the house. Like, took us like down there for a week training, and you're getting to see all the first squad players. And obviously, I knew Benj,
yeah,
so I see him, and then obviously it just thought you think when you're that age, you think you're right there, but you're not.
yeah. Right.
So you think, oh, I'm not far off, and I just keep training and stick with it, and I want to get a shot. But it's obviously not the case for some unless you're an outstanding, like, talent. But yeah, stuck with it and trained, and then within a couple of years doing that, I made my debut.
Right, and what do you remember
Working and
about?
stuff.
Yeah, what
What
do
was
you
that?
remember about your debut, mate? And how was the build up to it?
Oh, bro. As you can imagine, like I said, my grandparents and that, to make them proud, and to obviously play on TV and all my family back home watching.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was the best feeling ever. It's probably up there with the highlight of my career. I was debuted against the Bulldogs as well when the year they won it. Yeah, Sonny Bill was playing.
yeah,
Um, I don't know if I think Willie Mason was playing, but they had a few seniors play out. But yeah, they
yeah.
beat us, and I went on at hooker. I was only 72 kg. I went through. I went on. We lost, but yeah, just to even play, it was awesome. Um, my dreams had come true, and I thought, wow, it was after the things I've been through in life to get
Yeah.
there. It was just, made me believe in myself more, made me want to keep going.
Good man. So all that sacrifice is starting to feel worth it, mate, isn't it? And the,
Yeah, all the hard work, because
yeah, the doors are jammed.
like the people who just see professionals on the telly, just see them play for 80 minutes, but don't see the hard work that goes on behind the scenes, especially when you're young, like I was.
Yeah.
I had nothing. I had nothing else to do.
Mm.
I was in trouble a lot, so I just kept training hard and kept that in the back of my mind, because I didn't want to go back home and be a failure and all that.
Yeah.
So it drove me and made me want to make it.
Fair enough, mate. So when you were growing up and you were in them reserve grades and when you made your debut, were coaches trying to keep you to a structure, Rang, or were they allowing you to just be yourself?
Obviously, remember, I've only just started playing league again, so I was fairly
Yeah.
new. 15, 16, I'm quite new, so I'm now playing. I'm in the two. I've only had 2 years, and I'm still
Yeah.
trying to adapt. So you're trying to learn everything, and you're going to clubs that are got full that are like what's the word? They're really professional in everything they do. So you're just like a sponge. It's like you're just learning something all the time.
Yeah.
Structure, really, I still played a bit like Union, like I did in Union, like I'll chip over the top and stuff like that, not realizing that you
Playing
have
what
to
you see.
you have to get your set of six out and stuff. I'll just see a gap and I'll kick it and like, what you doing? So it was, I still had a lot to learn. As far as like a lot of things, a lot of things. I was just good with the ball then. I didn't really, I was just good with the ball in hand. That's probably my strengths.
Yeah. And where does that come from? Is that something you've had to work on, Rango? Is that because it looks all natural when you watch you?
No, it's natural to me because ever since I was a little boy, if I didn't, most of the time I didn't have a rugby ball, I'd just use a bottle or a shoe or roll some pairs of socks up, and I'd always just emulating people in front of me and passing stuff. So I was always doing stuff like that, for hours on the front lawn by myself.
Right.
Just doing stuff like that. And so I'd instinctively do it on the field.
Right, mate. So you'd obviously done enough at West in your short period there, mate, to earn a move to St George. So how did all that come about? And as a young lad, is that sort of talk daunting to you, or?
No, you just want an opportunity, you just want to play at the highest level. Like I said, it was all I wanted to do. That was all I was good at. And went to West and got an opportunity. I had an agent who was, I think I was with the All brothers, Chris Orr, and had a couple of interests, but the main one was Dragons. So I went there with Nathan Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there, bro, and then I had 2 years there.
And how was it in a new environment, Rang? Was it just easy for you to slot in, mate?
No, it was hard.
Was it?
Yeah, it was hard. I'm still a kid, so I'm still young and no family and stuff. So it was sort of hard to fit in because there wasn't much Kiwis there as well. So it's a bit foreign, and I'm still learning the game, but I still had them. I had that natural ability that probably got me through a lot. But yeah, the training's intense, and now I'm a full timer now, so training's hard, and when you're young, you just sore from every session. The weight sessions are 10 times harder. The fitness is 10 times harder, and you're living it. And but you're growing at the same time. You're learning. You're growing. I mean, not just physically, but mentally. You're always learning because, like I said, rugby league wasn't my background, so I was, but my ability managed to get me a few games.
Yeah. So how does a young lad deal with the attention you'll get? Because what our fans don't understand over there, mate, is it's not a little snippet in the paper or a 2-minute clip on the news, is it? You rugby league players over there are what the news is about, aren't you?
Yeah, I was young though. I was just up and coming.
You
I was a
managed to avoid it, mate.
Yeah, so all the big dogs got all the write-ups. I was just a little fish in the pond, bro. There was bigger fish than me. So it was all right. It was okay. Like, as far as media, I was still learning my trade. I was just an up and coming guy. So I didn't really get thrown in the media, but the media over there is like for football. It's like football over there. So yeah.
Would you say your next move is when you really blew up, Rangi? When you come over
here
to France?
Yeah, 100%. It's that's when I started becoming the person the player that I knew I always could be.
Yeah.
Because when I was at St George, I was just like a utility, and I just thought it didn't benefit myself. Like, because I was playing 9, 7, 6, I just wanted one. I didn't care what position. I just wanted one, so I can just master that position.
Yeah, have a good run at it.
Yeah, and just not master, but just I knew if I got time at it, I'll become even better and better. Not got thrown in here for 2 weeks and out of the team and in this position, it wasn't benefiting me.
Yeah.
So Cass is where I started I started like thinking, see, I knew I could do this. I knew it because I got played pretty much one position. I played a bit of nine, but not much.
Yeah. So you've come over on the back of a New Zealand training squad, mate. So for people that wouldn't know, your stock is clearly big anyway. Your talent's there, like you said. You were just after that run, wasn't you, mate? And then the cash move comes. So how does a move abroad come about, mate? And does it take convincing?
What happened was, bro, Nathan Brown was the coach, and he liked the way I played, and he said we're in negotiations for the next year, which was 2009.
Yeah.
And I was going to sign, but then he got the sack. And then that plan just went out. Then Wayne Bennett come in and just said, "Oh, but the amount of money I was going to get was dropped like probably more than half. Yeah, it was more than half." And then he said, "You're going to just be a backup player." And I said, "Oh, I've already been doing that for 2 years, like to myself."
Yeah.
And I thought I just need somewhere. And I said to my agent, I said, I just want to go somewhere where I'm just given a shot at one position.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, I've got this team. Never heard of them, Castleford and Salford."
Yeah.
In England. I was like, "Oh, yeah." I just tell them I just want to play one position.
Yeah.
And they said, "Yeah, you promise you're just going to play six." And that's how it happened. I come to Cas because the players they had signed I knew. It was Sione Faumuina, Brent Sherwin, Dean Withers.
Yeah.
So I said I knew them, and then I knew because Brent Sherwin had won the grand final in NRL. I thought, I'll be able to learn a lot off him.
Yeah.
So that was my main reason, because the exact same deals, Salford and Cass.
Yeah. So it was just on you, really.
So it was on me who I picked, and then I picked Cass, and then that's how that move came. And it's like, and everyone talks about the cold and all that.
You didn't realise that you got here.
Well, yeah, I thought, yeah, it's a bit cold, and then man, I experienced it because I come from living in Wollongong, which is like beach, beautiful place, and I've got dumped in Airedale in Castleford. If you don't know where that is, it's quite no disrespect, it's like it's quite rough.
Did the club sort that for you, mate?
Yeah, they sold me a house there, and well, I liked it. I didn't get no trouble in that, but like it was just a completely different. I was like, I just thought, what am I doing? What am I doing here?
Yeah.
Go to training. We're training on like parks that had like dog poo on it, and the facilities are just, it's like ancient.
Yeah.
I get it, but it was what it was. I just wanted to do well, so I was just stuck at it. And it's like just keep going.
The opportunity you've been after, mate, wasn't it? And
Yeah, it was just an opportunity, and I just took it. 2 years, go back, get experience, go back, and by the time I go back, I'm 24. I'm still young, and then I've learned, and I've played one position, and I just I've learned a bit more.
Yeah.
And I can master one position a bit, get used to one position, and then I met a girl, got married, and she was pregnant, so I never left.
Right. And do you believe everything happens for a reason, mate? Or is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, I do myself, mate. I think it was just meant to be for you.
Yeah, 100%, man. All the good and all the bad, it made my career. It gave me a lot of opportunities. It gave me like I said before, made me believe in myself, and like all the stuff that I used to think to myself became true. So, it was really rewarding, and my career took off here. My career became decent because I come here. This country gave me the opportunity to do what I love.
Right.
And I probably wouldn't have done as well if I didn't come over here. So yeah, it was all good.
So it's a little bit, we'll touch on it, but is that what helped you represent England, and with us, hopefully now it's your home, like you said, and is everything you've just said solely the reason why you pulled on the England jersey, mate?
Yeah, because with me wife at the time being pregnant, I just knew I'd never leave.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I'm never going to go back to, I'm always going to be, this is home now. So whether I went back to playing NRL or whatever, I was going to come back here to live. So that was my main reason. And it's like, being a proud Kiwi, man, Kiwi boy, little Māori boy, proud of where I come from. I still am, and my roots and my heritage. Your dreams change, and as you go through life, something you might think that's your dream as you're young. Sometimes they change, and that's what happened with me. It changed, and I just wanted to do something that my kids are proud of. So when they're older, they can say, "Well, if Daddy can play for England, or they can reach the heights of whatever they want to do, whether it's ballet or be the best they can be."
Yes. So, like we've said, your spell at Cass was massively successful. So, if you can remember any of the big moments that you felt shaped you, mate. So you won the Albert Goldthorpe medal, didn't you? So you've won the Man of Steel. Talk us through that. And after that first year of establishing yourself, you got a new deal, mate, didn't you? Is that when you really started to feel like you're home, sort of thing, that you've made it?
Yeah, well, I was on the bench for the first 4 games because we played a trial when I first come here, and played against London, and they done their homework. Brian McDermott was the coach there, and he's done his homework, and I pretty much lost us the trial. Yeah. So Terry Madison said, "You're on the bench."
Yes, mate.
4 games, and I was like, "What the?"
Yeah.
Because I played well in the ones before, and anyway, I got me chance after 4 games, and then started playing well. Brent Sherwin got injured, so I had to sort of take control of the team. Yeah, no, I think I was upgrading my contract nearly every year, probably. I was well liked down there, and I loved it down there as well. So the highlight was probably playing in the semi-final against Leeds, running out, and it's like whole cast were there just chanting my name, man. Like the hairs on my back, running out for warm up, just stood up. It was just an unbelievable feeling. I know we lost. I know we lost the game, but we were probably no one thought we were going to win. Yeah. They come down to Kevin Sinfield penalty and me missing a drop goal, but yeah, that's probably the best moment I remember in the Cash shirt.
Right, mate. So what did winning Man of Steel mean to you?
To be honest,
you're more a team man, really, mate. Yeah, and if the personal stuff comes, it comes.
Yeah, people might look and think that the way I play, I'm an individual player, but I'm not. It happened. I was just like, oh yeah, okay. Well, didn't really. Oh, don't get me wrong. I was excited about it and humbled, but it wasn't it was what it was. I would trade that in for winning the competition any day. But the way I had to play in that cast team was I had to come up with, I had to be flamboyant. We didn't have the roster to grind games out, sort of thing. So I had to be unpredictable, and I had to be on my game for us to win.
Yeah, you had to make things happen, mate.
Yeah, I had to make things happen, and if I didn't, there was a good chance that we probably wouldn't win, and that's no disrespect to all my teammates because, our roster wasn't the best because they come. What did they come? Second? They come last the year before I came.
Yeah.
And the year I came, we finished 7th. So they recruited some pretty good, decent players, and which was I think was a good thing for the club to make the top 8. The year after finishing last.
Yeah. And I think you were a big draw card into signing better players as well, Rang, as much as you might say you probably wasn't. People want to play with the likes of you.
Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know. We didn't like at Cass when I was there. We didn't have the luxury of signing players in their prime. There was always people that came that from clubs that were just dipping from their prime
Yeah,
or their day. They past their prime date. Or young up and coming players. So we didn't
yeah.
really have the luxury of having well established players or any internationals. So we were always trying to punch above our weight.
And did you feel the burden of that being the playmaker, or was it you just went out and enjoyed yourself and played what you're seeing?
Nah, I just went out and played. I didn't care who I played, if it was Wigan or Leeds. It didn't bother me. I just was confident in myself, knowing this is what I used to say that I knew I was going to do well.
Yeah,
Because the coach had just told me just play your game, just do your thing.
that,
Sometimes he'll say rain this and rain that in, which was good. But I always knew that I was going to. Well, even if I didn't, I believed I was going to be. I believed in myself. I believed I was going to be good. I was going to shine.
fair enough, mate. So in 2011, mate, you got an issue with drugs, wasn't it? And did you feel like when you were out and about with company, with friends, were people trying to gold you? Were they trying to make a scene around you because you were becoming the poster boy for the league, wasn't you? You were one of our mavericks. It doesn't
20,
matter who you started,
what
everyone
year
wants.
did I get done for that?
Was
Was it
it
2017?
2011? Was it 20?
Nah,
No,
2017.
2017. So was people? Did you feel like people targeted you out and about because you were a big name in the game, or
Well, targeted me up. Like, what you
like
mean?
when you sort of say you were out having a pint and out, would you get harassed and was
After
people
I got
trying
done.
to like, yeah, or before you got done, were they trying to entice you into situations that you probably wouldn't have been in?
Nah, I put myself
No,
in them situations, Like
yeah,
I put myself in them bad situations and made bad decisions through my own doing. No one forced me. No one said, "Here, shove this up your nose, shove this down your mouth, drink this, do that." It was all my own self doing.
right.
And that's what it was, man. I paid the price for it, bro. But when I did that, what 2015, left Salford, or was it 16? Anyway, things happened there that made me. I didn't know I had depression at the time. I had to go see the doctor.
Yeah,
Said I had severe depression, and then I told their club that because I wanted time off, and they wanted a second opinion from their doctor, and he said the exact same thing. He said, "Mate, you got severe depression," because I didn't know what was going on with me because I was walking around just breaking down, and I couldn't go out in public.
yeah,
My marriage was breaking up, and I was getting messed about with my money.
yeah,
And then I just, I wasn't seeing my kids and stuff like that, and I was trying to put on a brave face, and I was broken. I was breaking inside. So I turned to alcohol, and then drugs.
right,
Came along with it at times.
yeah,
So when that happened, 2000, 17, when I got done, it was a bit refreshing, to be fair, because by that time I'd fallen out of love with the game because what happened to me at Salford, I just felt like it was unfair,
yeah,
and I just didn't recover from it. I was in a bad place. I kept trying to put on a front that I was okay, but I wasn't, and the way I was dealing with it was just the wrong thing to do. But that's what I was doing. So when I got called, it was just refreshing. I got banned. It was hard at the time, but then I just went and worked in the warehouse. I just wanted to be a normal bloke. The fame and all that, I got sick of it.
yeah,
People, like, sometimes I'll go around with my kids and trying to have something to eat, and people coming over disturbing me and that.
yeah,
And it just got. I didn't like it. I just I wanted to make something of myself, but then and I'm not saying famous, but when you're around West Yorkshire and stuff like that, people, it's everything to them, rugby league, and sometimes they forget you're just a human. So yeah, no one goaded me into anything. I did it off my own back and on my own self, and had them issues. I just wasn't dealing with them the right way. I just tried to mask everything, and that's what happened.
That's fair enough, mate. And at least you were brave enough to go and do something about it. And it's a shame the club didn't trust you, isn't it? What do you have to do for someone to believe in and help you?
Yeah, well, I always knew I had a problem since I was a kid. I always something was wrong with me. I just always didn't feel right. Like I didn't feel comfortable around certain things. Only time I felt comfortable was when I was playing sport.
Yeah.
I always knew I had some sort of mental issue. Like that's not normal, is it? Like as a kid, just the things I used to think as a kid was just not normal. But no, I just when I think about it now, that that when I'm living a different life now, and I think, wow, I just didn't have a problem through through my rugby career. I had a problem when I was a kid. So, but yeah, yeah, man. Like when I got done that witness, right?
Yeah.
I was just left. No one bothered me. No one reached out to me. I was just alone.
No check-ins or nothing, no.
Nothing.
Oh.
Nothing.
Bit scary that rang, innit?
But it's hard to go through, man. But everyone wants a piece of you when you're the man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
No one wants to know you when your name's crap now. When he's a druggie, he's this and that, and then you realise all these people just fake anyway. I don't need them.
Yeah,
So it was a good lesson, like I say, because I mentioned before, all the good and the bad I don't regret, because it's a life lesson, and I learned a lot from it, just to keep my circle. Like I used to always help people. So I'd even give people money. That's how generous I was. I don't even have any memorabilia of my kit because I'll just give it away. That's the type of person I was. But like I said, and when I was going through trouble, when I was at my lowest, no one there, man.
Yeah.
And,
them hands were no longer out, was Dean?
I got no longer. I ain't got anything to give you anymore. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no name. I ain't got no fame. I ain't got nothing. So no one wants to bother with you anymore. So
yeah, thanks for sharing that, mate. I understand it was a difficult time of your life, but thankfully you're coming through the other end, because we're forever changing and evolving, mate, aren't we? We're always learning.
Yeah, 100%. You're always learning if you're willing to learn.
Yeah.
You just got to keep an open mind, and yeah, you're always learning. Like I'm always eager to learn. I don't regret the past, but I don't shut the door on it. It did happen. I just got to learn from it and just keep just trying to be a better person, and just try and do the right thing.
Right. Yeah. So we'll go back a little bit then, mate. So the first Exiles game and the concept, you made your England debut, you got man of the match. So how was that? Did you enjoy that concept, the Exiles concept? Was it something you bought into?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome because obviously you're playing against England, and you're playing against a lot of Kiwi people over here. And you're thinking, then you get the chance to play with each other, because the thing with Kiwis and that, when you get together, whether you're in Australia or you're in a different country, you're quite tight. So that weekend camp, it was awesome. Everyone got real close and got together. It was awesome experience, and we obviously played against England and we beat them. And got man of the match in that game. But yeah, It was awesome, man. I proper bought into it.
Yeah, so it was a nice little exposure into the international scene for you, and we tied you up, mate, didn't we? We got you playing for us, so we touched on it before, but how is it running out for your new adopted country? Because this is your home, like you said. So that first jersey, mate, and I've no doubt hundreds of people wanted it off you, like you said. You used to keep your gear and that, but was it just a different level again, or did you feel comfortable at that level playing for England?
Man, I loved it, because I loved the opportunity. I'm forever grateful for playing for England, the place I call home. That's my home now, but now I'm going to be a liar if I said I grew up wanting to put that shirt on, because I didn't.
Yeah.
I just did it because it's my home, and then it felt really good. But at the same time, I was getting a lot of stick in the media for it. It's like I wasn't accepted, so I found it quite hard. I found it really hard.
You got a lot of stick, mate, didn't you?
Yeah, going to camp and stuff, and people just, I wasn't accepted. I'm thinking, why ain't people accepting me? Like, this is what place I call home. Roll on 10, 12 years later, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I wasn't joking. I wasn't lying. I wasn't doing it just to put the jumper on. I was doing it for my family, for my kids, so they can have something to aspire to and say, look what my daddy done. Yeah, I'm not going to be patriotic, but when people put that, as some of these kids who grew up wanting to play for England, I didn't have that. But still, when you play a game, a sport, you don't want to lose. It's like I still had the same sort of passion, to win. But yeah, it was awesome. But like I said, I found it difficult because I felt like I wasn't accepted, and I felt like I was like the odd one out.
Right.
I found it difficult, especially because all the media. It was just mainly the media. It wasn't the boys. Boys were class.
No, I remember you getting a fair bit of stick in the papers, and
and then ever since I played for England, I just slagged me off every time I'm playing on TV. Oh, like, look at him, he does this, but like I noticed a change, and like even the commentators, they would say I was like a loose cannon. Just started, but before then I was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and then I made the decision to play for England. And all of a sudden, I'm just unpredictable, and he's gonna do. I started trying to tarnish my name.
Yeah.
I felt like a bit discriminated, to be fair.
Not what you did, yeah.
It was hard, and I found it really hard. I used to ring up my wife at the time, crying, saying I want to stop because it's getting to me. It's hurting me. Like like I said, I'm a human, and people were saying things about me, and it's getting to me. I know I'm born in New Zealand. Like every time they'll say my name's on New Zealand born England player, why can't you just call me England player? Why do they do that to people who represent England in the Olympics? They weren't born here.
Yeah, no.
There's loads of rugby union. So many. They've even had New Zealand born players the same. They don't say they accept them, and I just felt like I wasn't accepted, and it did. If I sat here and said it didn't get to me, I'll be a liar.
Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. So was it strange playing against Isaac Luke and your schoolmate and Benji when you got the opportunity?
Yeah, obviously. Doing the haka, and then Isaac, he's related because I got two. I don't call them my half sisters, but we got different dads.
Yeah,
he's related to them on the dad's side, but still, Kiwis call anyone cousin. But so, yeah, he's like a cousin to me. So, yeah, it was strange, and then playing against Benji because he was giving me shit, saying, "Hey, you're traitor and all this."
Yeah, you're meant to be one of them.
And he was captain and that. He was captain, and obviously he tried like sort of come in for me, and then I was like sort of laughing to myself because he knows what will happen if he done that. But he was the captain. But it was strange. But I went out, and had a couple of beers with them after, and it was all good. It was on the field. I stayed on the field. Of course, I would have done the same.
Yeah.
I would have done the same.
Yeah.
It's a game. It's someone that if you're born from this country and he's playing for that country, I'm sure everyone gets it. I would have been the exact same.
Yeah.
But it didn't really bother me that.
No. And how was the World Cup, mate? Was that something you really enjoyed when everything's on the line in knockout rugby? Is that something you fried in?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, that's up there with one of my career highlights. Opening the World Cup at Millennium Stadium with against Australia. Yeah, it was obviously all good, man. It was awesome. I was lucky and fortunate enough to represent England in the World Cup, surrounded by, quality, the best players in the world. So it's something you want to do as a kid. You want to play at the highest level, and I was lucky enough to do that.
Yeah. And on the back of that, mate, the Salford move comes about. So how did that happen? And did the fee ever a burden for you, or did the fee not really matter? You just there to play rugby and enjoy yourself, aren't you?
I wasn't paying no fee, so it didn't bother me.
Thankfully. Yeah. No,
No,
so
it didn't
how
bother
did
me.
that move come about, mate?
Well, Ian Millward was in charge then,
Yeah.
and then that year, and then things just turned bad. I had a great relationship with the CEO, everyone from the CEO to the cleaner, everyone. I gave my time to everyone, and still to this day, if I saw the cleaner, I know them by face, and I'll give them my time, say hello. But all of a sudden, they just started turning against me. But then, well, I found out that Ian Millward was turning the club against me, and it just didn't end nice. The club that I love and gave my all for, and we weren't getting anywhere. We weren't making finals, and I just thought, man, I want to be part of a team that's going to win.
Yeah.
And like I said, it turned sour. It's like they took his side, and I've been there for that many years. And
I'm gonna say they should know you better, Rangi, shouldn't they?
yeah, I felt betrayed because I was like, you know me as a person. Like, I'm not like that. I'll go and have a cup of tea with the cleaners and the kit man. That's the type of person I am. I could walk into the CEO's room and just sit there and not even talk about rugby, ask about how each other's families going.
Yeah.
That's how much loved I was, and that's how humble I was. And then that all turned, and it was it upset me a bit, and I thought, time to go anyway because we're not winning anything. Daryl Powell came, and I enjoyed my rugby again. And saying that, Ian Millward, he was going through a hard time. He lost his son, so I kind of, because I'm not bad mouthing him. It's just, well, I have, but if I put myself in the situation, I probably would have been able to handle things the right way or think straight anyway, because couldn't imagine how he felt. But yeah, Powley came, and then I started enjoying it, and he's trying to talk me into staying.
Yeah.
I said, oh man, Salford offering me a lot more money, and the team. I like how people say, "Oh no, I never went there for the money." Of course it is.
Yeah.
I went there for the money, and not only that, the team they were building was just like,
Yeah.
Gareth Hock, Tony Pulitor, Adrian Morley, all these players. It was just like, wow. I want to be a part of that.
Right.
So that's how that came about.
Yeah. And how did you find your spell there? Because the way you left was, personally, I think it's poor. You were pushed out, wasn't you? And you forced out, really. Yeah.
It was horrible. That's when they let me talk about my mental health. Like I said, I always knew something was wrong with me as a kid. That just made me worse because so many players, I can't remember. Someone's got to do the math. When I was there, it was like, I think like 20 players left in one season or something.
Yeah, it was heavy.
Or it might have been over, and then 3 coaches, So it wasn't just players. Come on. Anyway, when I went there, like I said, my marriage broke down.
Yeah.
I was getting messed about with money. So my head was falling off, and I'm still playing while this is going on. We played Lee in a Challenge Cup game. I scored 2 tries, set up 5, won the game pretty much. I come into the changing sheds. I'm breaking down in tears because I had no sleep before the game because I'd slept in a hotel because me and my wife at the time broke up.
Yeah.
So I had no sleep, and I still managed to come out and perform like that and win them the game. And I didn't even get a handshake. They were handshaking everyone around at this time. Was Ian Watson, the owner and all that. They went handshaking people. I'm the one, honestly, won the game. I'm sat there and they just walked past me and I just broke down in tears. Because I've got stuff happening outside of rugby and they knew what was happening. And I still come on and did this for yous. And you want to treat me like this, and they pushed me out. And that's when my mental health started deteriorating. Because I didn't know it was deteriorating. Because I knew something was happening. What's going on with me? I always felt that something was wrong with me as a kid, but it was just amplified so much. And I ended up leaving. But that affected me for a few years. That.
Yeah,
because I wasn't just talking about a couple of pennies, I'm talking about hundreds, thousands.
Yeah.
It's life-changing.
Of course, you've got mortgages, bills to pay, family to look after, haven't you? And do you know that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, and I wasn't the only one who went through it. So a lot of us went, I think a lot of us, I can remember getting in touch with the social welfare, who runs social welfare, Emma Rosewarne at the time.
Yeah.
And I told him my situation. She said, "You're not the only one at that club that's going through this." So, people's mental health was deteriorating at that place. It was just a bad place, environment to be around. Yeah. His intentions were good, but I think because we weren't producing, I think he just handled things the wrong way. There's certain things to handle, we got families. And, it was just wrong.
Yeah, just forgetting the human element again, Rang. You've said it a few times now, and without the game, you're still human beings, aren't you? You've still got lives to live and people to feed and bills to pay. It's mad how the game when it happened. Never mind just Salford, the game when it happened to us.
Yeah, and it's that's why I take my hat off to these professionals, rugby players. They're under pressure. There's pressure. You don't know if they can tear your contract up like that. Yeah. It just wasn't nice, man. It wasn't nice. Like I said, and I didn't recover from that. It took me 2 years and, a few years. Well, quite long, 3-4 years to just finally get over it.
It's not an overnight job, that, Rang, is it? It's a big deal, mate.
Yeah. It's, like I say, it's going to affect anyone. So it took a big toll on me.
Yeah, and thanks for talking about it, mate. So that obviously led to the Lee move, and what was that? Was that about just trying to rediscover your passion for the sport?
Just trying to pick myself back up from the hole I was in. I was just in a dark place, mate. I was in a dark place, and I thought I'll go there. I could have went back to Cass as well, but because I met with Daryl Powell, and then had Lee there. And Lee was offering me decent contract because obviously I had mortgage in it to pay, and I had 2 kids. I had 2 kids at the time, and I wasn't with their mum, so I was paying for where I was living. I was paying for my kids, where they were living. So I had to do it. It was a financial move, but same again. My head was gone. Derek was great to me. I just couldn't pull myself together. I was just in a dark place.
Yeah. And thankfully, mate, you were brave enough to step away from the game, wasn't you? And try and heal a little bit, and like you said, pull yourself together. It's a big move for you to do, mate. And we've touched on my next question really, but I just can't believe that them people that are around you when the going's good and you're holding trophies and you're winning games are no longer there when when you really need them. It just baffles me.
Yeah, it was a lonely place, man. Very lonely place. But I'll probably say because of the life I had as a kid, it got me ready for them experiences, because I didn't have the worst of life, but it wasn't the most normal upbringing, but probably made me. I don't know. I don't know. It's just like when I was alone, it was a lot of time to self-reflect and think about things, and that's was when I got banned. It was a relief, really, because it's like I was working in a warehouse.
Yeah, just a
I was
reset, yeah, mate.
I was enjoying it, man. I was just a normal guy. People obviously go, "What the hell are you doing there, Cass fan and stuff?" So
Yeah.
I'm working. I'm working just like you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to provide a living. I'm trying to get something. I'm trying to earn some money. Didn't you save all your money? You must be loaded. No, I ain't.
Yeah. But was that an environment you enjoyed, mate? Because you're around real people. And...
Yeah, I enjoyed it because obviously I was learning something different again, because all I knew was rugby. So I'm learning the ins and outs of the warehouse, and then I ended up becoming a manager. So I progressed pretty quick because I had a good work ethic, obviously through rugby league.
Yeah.
So I was, and then I had 2 years off, and it was like I had a bit of taste in my mouth, because obviously there was no one there. No one reached out to me until my band started coming, finishing. Oh,
Yeah.
and do you fancy? Come on, man. Where were you when I was struggling?
100%.
But I'm good mates with Carl Hall. Really good mates. I've been mates with him for years, and I promised him when I was playing, when I was at Castle, I'll come and retire, play for you before I retire, because I was just going to go down and play for Normanton Knights.
Right.
The local team, because people were like, "Oh, your band's coming up, you're going to play." And I said, "Nah, I'll just go play normal." Yeah, but what about the money and that? So what about money? Money's nothing. Money don't. It's good to have money. Don't get me wrong, but my happiness don't come from money. I just, happiness comes from within, and just being grateful for what you have. But he came and met me in my house at Carl, and he at me flat, and he said, come on, play. I said, "Oh, I can't be bothered, man. Honestly, I can't be." He said, "Oh, can't be bothered and come play with us then." I said, some days I might want to turn up to training. I just lost that thing for it. Let's just come and just have a try. So I started training, and I started getting fit, because obviously I was unfit.
Yeah.
Dad bod, working in a warehouse, eating takeaways and that. And then
Your dad bod isn't quite the same as my dad bod, mate. I've not got kids and I'm past the dad bod.
you look a lot bigger than me, so you can get away with it. I'm only little, but yeah, he came, started training. I started training. I said, "Oh, I'm getting the bug back." So I went in there, played with him, and then we ended up having a good squad. But then COVID came, so that shut that. Because we were going for promotion, that shut that down. And then
Are you still grafting while you're at Doncaster, mate?
nah.
No.
I was fireproofing.
Was you?
One of the sponsors. Yeah, Richard Chris.
And is that going back to like you're 18, so you're doing a graft in a day and then going back and ripping it up? Back to when you enjoyed it most.
Yeah, working to me didn't bother me. I was working since I was 14.
Yeah.
But I had, because if I didn't work, I'd just be doing nothing during the day. So I started working, and got on real well, because it was a sponsor, and they're proper nice people. Richard Christensen. It's what's his company's now? I forgot now. But yeah, I was fireproofing. I was same again. I was learning something different, because I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
And playing and training, so that was good there. And then obviously COVID came, and messed things up, so couldn't play. Competition got called off.
Yeah. And what kept you busy over COVID, mate? Was you keeping yourself fit, ready to come back playing, or no?
I was just drinking.
Right.
I thought it was class at first because I've never been out. I've never been not done anything because I've always worked or played.
Yeah.
So I was just. It was nice. It was nice weather in COVID, wasn't it? So I was just drinking a lot and not looking after myself really, just enjoying the time off. And then yeah, it was just then COVID. Then the competition was starting up again, and then I wasn't seeing my kids at the time. Me and their mother had fallen out.
Yeah.
And I wasn't seeing them, so that's why I moved to Wales. I thought, what's the point staying around here? I just need to get out from here. And so I just found my last few years trying to reset and pick myself up all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went there and it was a good move for me. I liked it. I loved it down there.
Right. Talk us through it then, mate. What was it about down there that got you there for a start? And
Well, the coach rang me, Aaron Wood, and I played against him back in Australia through the grades.
yeah.
And he just said, "Oh, what do you think about coming there?" I was always going to go because I was back in Cass at the time, and I was drinking and that, and I was just not seeing my kids properly. And I was in a bad place. It affects me when I don't see my kids.
Yeah.
So I was just, hanging around with people I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I thought I need to get out. I need to get out of here. I'm not because big thing for me is my kids, and I wasn't seeing them. Had no contact with them, so I left. I said, I need to go just for myself, just to go somewhere different, get out of here.
Yeah.
Just to have a break from where I was. And yeah, I loved it. I loved it. The people down Wales is very similar to the Kiwis.
So how did the move to Rochdale come about? And was anyone else trying to get you back up here, or?
No, I started getting in touch with my kids again. Their mother started letting me ring them again, and then they came and watched me play when I played against Doncaster. I think it was round three last year.
How was that?
Oh, it was awesome. I obviously, being a dad, I was crying a bit on the bus. I said, I don't want that feeling. I need to be close to my kids.
Yeah.
So I said to Wales, I said, listen, I need to be close to my kids. So I need to come back. So I came back and then ended up at Rochdale.
And the kids have come to watch you play and stuff, yeah.
No, same again. It's same again with me ex-wife. It's going to court. You know what I mean? It's just the same thing. It's happened. It's like a pattern.
Yeah.
But it's another conversation. But yeah, just got to go to court and do things the right way, because I think for a lot of fathers in the exact same position at me, like, get access to your kids, it feels like it's you got to go through all these things, and it's quite difficult, and it does affect me. It affects my head. I'm sure it does to anyone.
It does, yeah. You're human, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, exactly. I grew up without a father, so I know what it's like to not have a father around. But it's not the fact that I don't want to be there. It's just,
yeah, mate. Yeah,
that's not the case. I really want to be there and see my kids, but God willing, things will sort itself out in time.
of course they will, mate. So, how are you finding it at Rochdale, and what would be the ideal season for you in a Rochdale jersey, mate?
Oh, I love it. I love it, mate. I love Rochdale. Get on with the coach really well, Matt. They've been good to me. Andy, the owner, all the boys, class. But yeah, I'd love to get promotion. I think it's achievable with our squad. We just got to stay healthy because we've got a strong 17, 20 odd squad, and then, pardon me. So my ideal season is to get promoted. You got to set your goals high. People might laugh, but it's all good. It's
why
if people don't want to win or achieve something, then they should be doing a different sport.
Correct, mate. So we'll come to that time in a chat where I've got a few daft questions for you, mate. So any pre-match superstitions?
No, bro, no. When I was young, I used to go toilet a lot. Number 2.
Yeah. Please, mate.
A bit nervous, I think, but that left a long time ago. But no, none of that. Put your left boot on this, no, nothing. Just chill.
Right. Toughest player you've played with and against?
Toughest player I played with?
Yeah. And again?
Against is Luke. Tony Carroll.
Yeah.
Popped my rib cartilage.
He's a really young lad as well, and he's a unit, wasn't he?
He was a hitman. He could just snap people in half, and obviously I'm half his weight. Yeah, him. He made me squeal like a little girl on the floor. Couldn't breathe for ages. Yeah, and then the toughest player I played with probably be, and it could change it every time, but Harrison Hansen.
Yeah,
he just outside me, he just run through a brick wall if it was there. He just no self-preservation for his body.
No, he is. He's a tough man, isn't he? So your favourite away ground, Rangi?
Good question. Probably Leeds.
That gets said a lot. What is it about Headingley that he's all like?
Probably just a great atmosphere, and like a lot of the Cas fans go as well because it's like a derby. So
if you were out having a few beers with the lads, then mate,
and
the microphone ends up in your hand, what you giving us? What's your go-to karaoke song?
A bit of Candy Shop, 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I probably wouldn't do it because I'd only do it if I was pissed. But I'm not drinking, so.
To be a backing singer.
Yeah.
So the 1 to 13 that you played with, so you can start at full back or prop, and give me a little snippet why they're in your team.
One that I played with. One, Sam Tompkins.
Yeah.
Obviously, what he's done and still doing in his career. 2, Justin Carney.
Yeah.
Just outside me, just give him space, he'll finish it.
Yeah.
3, Mark Gasnier.
Yeah.
4, I'll have to say Jake Webster.
Yeah.
5, Brett Morris.
Yeah.
6, because I played with him at school, Benji.
Right.
7. I'd say Danny Orr, because Danny Orr just I think he was past his best when I played with him, but he was such a leader and he just would never give up. So if someone made a break on the opposite side of his field, he'll be the one that chased, just never gave up, gave it his all. And he was a good role model. He was good for me. He lived his life good, and I was a bit of a rebel, so I always looked up to him.
Yeah.
8. Oh, bloody hell, this is going to be hard. 4-pack. 8. Probably Adrian Morley.
Yeah.
9. I've only played one game with him, but I love watching him. Mickey McAloon.
Yeah.
Because he's just tough. He's just he's just half people's size, and he just rips in. So aggressive. Good with the ball as well. 10, I'd say. Jamie Peacock.
Yeah.
Just a leader in everything he does. Back row, I'd have to say Sam Burgess. I was lucky enough to play with him.
Yeah.
What was that 11 or 12?
That's 11, that, mate.
Oh, another one. Putting me on the spot here.
Not even.
I'll say Gaz Hock.
Yeah.
Gaz Hock. 13. Wow. I've got to put my brother in there, Wella Hodaki, because we came through, We came through. Do I have to name a bench?
No, mate, no, that's spot on.
That's it. Thanks, because I was running out of ideas.
So before I let you go, mate, just a couple of things. So is coaching something you'd like to go into? Or like a half-back mentor or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to be like a, backs coach or halves
In
coach or
either
something.
chord? Would you be happy to work in either chord?
I wouldn't mind. I see a lot of people transition over, but probably have to start with league first. But if the opportunity came, then
Right.
probably. But yeah, this would be something like I'd like to do, especially halves coach or backs coach or something.
Yeah. And the other thing, mate, is you've been drastically honest with me about things that have happened to you and why you've gone about things and stuff. So if the game reached out to you, so like a rugby league Curs or the RFL or something, would you help to go out and educate people and sort of share your experience with people? And
yeah, no, I said that no one reached out to me the first time. I got done the second time, haven't I?
Yeah.
But they reached out to me then,
Okay.
So they've helped me then. So I forgot to mention that, the GMB, RFL, Sporting Chance, Rugby League Cares. So yeah, this time round they have, which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they reached out to me and asked me if I would like to do something, and when I get the confidence in myself to be able to do that, of course, because I'm sure someone like me has their problems and within the game. If I could help just one person, I'm doing a good thing.
Yeah. And did Witness help you in that, or?
No, Witness, that I wasn't going to say it, but their CEO at the time.
Yeah. No, I've heard it,
He
mate.
said, don't want you guys to have anything to do with them. So as soon as I got done. That was pretty James Rule. It was. I thought that was pretty crap because some of the players, boys, and they were class. So putting them in that position where they weren't allowed to speak to me was pretty. I've been banned. I deserved what I got, but to be left alone, I think that's a bit extreme.
It is.
I'm human. I need a bit of help.
Yeah. Because I think
obviously I got my problems. I don't want sympathy, but it would have been nice for someone to try and come and help me.
That's it. You weren't hiding nothing wrong, was you? You've been honest.
I've been honest. I've owned up to my stuff. I've owned up to it. I own it. I own my mistakes, and that's what it is. I've made my mistakes, and I'm going to make some more. Hopefully not the same, but that's just life. We all make them. It's just how you get up from them, rebound from them. And if I can use my story as a message to help people that are going through some sort of struggle, just to get help, there's help there. You're not alone.
Oh, man.